What is going on? Good people. It's time for ICWP reviews. Hell in a Cell 2017. Um, my thoughts on this show. My thoughts on this show is I didn't really pay as much attention to it because I was on my phone, and you should never watch wrestling pay-per-views when you're on your phone. It's just not. It's not how it works. I don't know about you, and we've talked about this before. Like, I feel like it's almost impossible to put your phone down during an entire show in general. Um, but like for some reason tonight, like especially during like Rusev, Randy Orton, Charlotte, Natalia, for some reason, even Rude and Ziggler, I was just kind of like out of it for a little bit. I don't know why, but I just kind of was. I don't know if I wasn't feeling it or if I just and not barely paying attention, and I was just kind of like content in that area. But Casey, any thoughts on that or the show? I guess in general.
I thought the show in general was good. I don't know what you talking about. You need to get off your phone. You need to put it away for the pay per view. Just put it away.
Bruh, you snapping me like half the time.
Put it away. You put it away, and you put it away in a place where you can't see. But yeah, I mean, the Rusev Orton match was kind of bleh. The Natalia Charlotte match was bleh. I didn't think the Ziggler Rude match was bad. I liked it. I thought the U.S. title match was, bro. What the hell just happened? Like, bro. We'll get to that though. But no, I thought except for those two matches, I thought the pay per view was pretty good.
Alrighty. Well, let's jump into the pay-per-view, starting with the pre-show match, which was the Hype Bros versus who they face. I know it.
Gable and Jordan.
I know
Or
it.
Benjamin Gable.
Yeah, Gable and Jordan Parker. Yeah, Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I missed this match. You sent me a snap saying it was starting, and I waited a little bit longer than I thought because I thought it was gonna like last a little bit longer. And when I turned the pre-show on, it was back to Renee Young, and I was like, "Did I miss the match?" So I missed the match. I'm
Bro,
almost. Was it worth the watch?
when I sent you that snap, it was like halfway through the match. So
Really?
yeah.
Well, see they used to do the pre-show matches like the last 10 minutes or the last like 15 minutes. So that's what I was waiting on, and then like they were like freaking 15 minutes in and doing the pre-show match. I'm like, bruh, what? But Casey, how was the pre-show match? Was it worth me missing it?
You shouldn't have missed it. It was pretty good. It wasn't a great match. It was definitely better than the typical pre-show match. I don't think it's one of those matches where you're like, this shouldn't have been on the pre-show. And if they actually, did storylines for tag teams outside of the title picture, this could have been
What's that?
one.
How that work though? Like I need to know how that worked.
It's something that works outside of WWE. But yeah, I thought it was a really good match. I wasn't surprised that Sean Benjamin and Chad Gable won. I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with the Hype Bros now, because it feels like they're eventually gonna do a breakup and a feud between the two. But it was definitely a good match. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend going to watch it. Again, it wasn't anything spectacular, but for a pre-show match, it was definitely worth watching.
Yeah, I feel like teams never really reach their potential before getting broken up on the main roster. Like
Yeah.
ever. Like ever. Like
But
we've seen it with the New Day, seen it with the Usos, that's about it.
I don't know. Hype Bros have been together for a while now, and it feels like it's getting to the point where Zack Ryder is tired of Mojo Rawley in general.
Yeah.
You watch that, he was like, "Bruh, can we get this going on? Come on now." Like,
Well, I'm sure like it puts Zack Ryder in a position where he's still being overlooked.
yeah.
And he's been there for so long. So I understand his I kind of understand, where he is as well. But let's jump into the next match. We had the first match of the actual main card versus the Usos in Hell in a Cell. Um, I definitely thought this was good. Once again, a great way to start the show. I was kind of bummed that the Hell in a Cell match that one of the two Hell in a Cell matches was gonna start the show. It's a little bit different when you have three because you put one in the front, one in the back, one in the middle. But like, I felt like it was kind of unfortunate that this started the show, but I think it made sense that this started the show in the same breath. Um, it was definitely good. I love the physicality of it, and like it definitely made this feud feel like it was one that was deserving of a Hell in a Cell match. And I definitely think it was deserving of a Hell in a Cell match. And I kind of want to see. I feel like I didn't know who was gonna win. I think was my thing that I liked about this match as well. Kind of like in all the New Day versus Uso matches, I feel like trading the title to a certain degree isn't always a bad thing when it comes to not knowing who's gonna win. I didn't feel like I knew either way who was gonna win this match, but it was definitely good. I love the Usos kind of being very aggressive and using the kendo sticks to trap the New Day, and then the New Day coming back and using the same thing. Um, there's a lot of spots that were like kind of those typical tag team like save me type spots in this match as well. The handcuff spots were really good. I love the shots with the kendo sticks. They were all very stiff. Um, Definitely a good match though. The Usos did get the win, which, like I said, I didn't really know who was going to win either way, and that was kind of the best part about this match is not knowing who was going to win either way. But Casey, thoughts on New Day versus Usos? I know you were a little bit more impressed than you thought you were going to be.
I was.
Not having expectations going to this match.
Going into the match, I didn't expect much from this just because I knew, a tag team Hell in a Cell match was going to be cool. But as for these particular teams, I didn't have anything. I didn't have high expectations. And I talked to DJ a little bit about this on Snapchat during this match just because like we've talked about over the past couple weeks, it's just the overexposure. We see these teams facing each other all the time. And it's like, what more can they do? But I think this stipulation actually helped them because there was more that they could do. There were more tricks that they can, pull out of their sleeve and things like that. I thought this match was great. Also, right from the beginning with both teams getting out of the ring and grabbing weapons from under the ring. Xavier Woods, he killed Francesca 2000 Turbo, but it was cool because then they debuted Francesca 3000, and then he killed her. I was like, bro, how you do that though? How you kill one, debut another, kill it? How you do that? But the New Day read my mind. The only thing that this match needed was more cowbell. And they brought out the cowbell, and I was like, yeah. And then the Mortal Kombat "It Has Begun" reference with the gong was hilarious. This match was, like I said, a lot better than I expected. The whole match, I was waiting for Kofi to somehow either get involved or break into the cell or something. But surprisingly, that didn't happen. The double team backbreaker and Xavier off the apron was awesome. New Day trapping Jay in the corner with the of the cell with the kendo sticks was I've never seen anyone do that before, so that was pretty cool. But yeah, definitely a really good match to open up the show.
Alrighty. Moving on to our second match, Rusev versus Randy Orton. Um, um,
You want me to take this?
I don't have much to say about this. I did think the accolade reversal didn't really turn into an accolade, but it was a really good reversal. I like that. That was probably one of the best accolade reversals I've seen in like ever. And then one RKO wins you a match again. I was kind of like, bruh. I do love Randy Orton, but man, like, come on, man, Rusev. Casey, thoughts on Randy Orton?
Well, for anyone who didn't watch this match, I can tell you in depth exactly.
Congrats. But first off, you a smart man.
I can tell you in depth exactly what happened. This match happened, and Orton won.
With one RKO, by the way.
That's about it. That is all that happened. Because LOL, Rusev loses, kind of like LOL, Bray Wyatt loses. So.
Unless he has the U.S. title, and then LOL Rusev wins. But and LOL Rusev looks like a legitimate threat.
Yeah, but he ain't got that title.
Oh no, let's move on. Brandon is on his way. I think he's coming home from his friend's house, so Brandon will be here directly. We got AJ Styles versus Ty Dillinger versus Baron Corbin. Actually,
hey, man.
What's going on?
Well, your modern-day Maharaja got the win again.
That is true.
God,
that is
man.
true.
Man,
but before we get into the modern-day Maharaja, we must first get into the pre-show. And the Rusev.
Well, we got to get it done, man. I didn't realize that show was going to run over so much.
Yeah, it did. It did a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it ran over a lot.
Do you have any thoughts on the pre-show, the New Day versus Usos, or Rusev versus Randy Orton?
New Day versus Usos was amazing. Randy Orton versus Rusev was, I forgot about it until you just said it to me. The New Day versus Usos is one of the best matches they've had all year. That was a great match. I love the spots in it. I love the spot where they pretty much tied up. I want either Jimmy or Jay with the kendo sticks. That was great. I love the kendo stick bash they had with Xavier. It was awesome. I loved it, and the right team won too.
Definitely agree. I did like the Rusev reversal into the accolade, even though he didn't really lock it in. I thought that was a really cool reversal. I like that.
That was good. It was a much better match and a much longer match, of course, than SummerSlam. SummerSlam was a very short match.
Yeah.
that match was very brief. But like I said, I forgot about that match until you just mentioned it because it was so early in the show.
True. It was. I was kind of bummed that the first Hell in a Cell, like I said before you got here, I was kind of bummed that the first Hell in a Cell match was kind of the first match, but then again, I kind of liked it in the same regard.
Well, it's kind of funny because I really thought that the whole show went downhill after the first Hell in a Cell match because it was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so good. It was so good, and really, in all honesty, I thought the triple threat match for the U.S. title was great.
Yeah, it was. Speaking of that triple threat match, AJ Styles versus Ty Dillinger versus Baron Corbin.
Now, what's that?
We're going to the triple threat match.
That's right. That's coming.
For the U.S. title, definitely a good match. I love the "Where's your briefcase" chance. I thought that was amazing. I like them kind of going after Corbin, like kind of the common enemy type thing, just because it made sense, especially since Corbin frustrates everyone. I liked it. Styles selling is just amazing. I'm like, this dude can make the women's slap look as devastating as it was in SmackDown 1. I'm telling you, this man, he's so good. His selling, especially when he did the phenomenal forearm and Corbin punched him and he just kind of went lip and died. That was awesome. That was a great sell by AJ Styles. I liked the chokeslam backbreaker.
That was cool. That was cool.
It was pretty freaking cool. I liked it. And then I'm thinking Baron Corbin ends up winning. I'm like, Corbin won?
Yeah, it shocked me too.
I'm not mad. I'm gonna be honest. He should have been IC champion like months ago.
Well, I'm kind of glad that Dillinger took the pin instead of Styles. I would have been a little irked if AJ would have lost to Baron.
Yeah.
Or if he would have took the pin. But I like the way Baron picked up the win, kind of like an opportunist, like the ultimate opportunist, kind of like something Edge would do. It made sense, and yeah, I dug it too. I actually had to say, getting the belt off AJ, maybe they'll put him back in the world title picture.
Agreed. Casey, can you tell Sarah that we're doing the podcast because I meant to tell her and I forgot.
No, I'm good.
She's gonna just make fun of you anyway, so whatever. Casey, thoughts on the triple threat U.S. title match, which I was actually pretty happy with the victor. Perfect.
You know, we got the perfect buffoon. Ty can't finish a few Dillinger. Versus Baron can't fall in or out of the ring. Corbin. Versus the phenomenal soccer mom AJ Styles. Pretty good match. This was a good match. It really was. If you took out Baron Corbin and Ty Dillinger and put Nakamura and Mahal in there and made it a triple threat for both titles. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But I don't know. I really felt like this was kind of a waste of a match, considering we thought we knew that either Corbin or Dillinger weren't going to win. Because I'm sure everyone thought.
Well, that takes off your waste of a match argument.
I mean, it still was kind of a waste of a match because he's just going to lose the title on Tuesday.
True.
But it just confuses everything now because I'm sure everyone thought that AJ was going to go on to face Nakamura in some form or fashion. I mean, he still could, except that Nakamura can't win the title. So,
but that don't mean Nakamura won't win the title though.
He will eventually when Vince realizes that people want him to win the title. Damn it. Anyway, and then Corbin won, and I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what? Huh? What? I don't know. I'm more confused than when Jinder Mahal won the title. I don't know. Bro, I don't know.
I mean, I honestly won't that mad. I know people criticize Corbin all the crap, and I'm like, he's not really that bad. Like, it could be worse.
Like, I'm not mad. I'm just confused. Like, they weren't doing nothing with this man, and then all of a sudden, hey, let's give him the title. I'm like, what?
Well, no, I wouldn't say nothing because they were building him very well, and then he got to that IC title match and lost somehow. How? I still understand that. And I think now he's finally getting his just due.
I mean, but he's going to lose the title Tuesday.
I swear, if he lose that doggone title on Tuesday, this man don't deserve this. Brandon, thoughts on the U.S. title match?
I mean, I thought it was, no pun intended, phenomenal. I thought it was a great match. Enjoyed it a lot. Corbin did some nice things in there. We mentioned on the pre-show or on our prediction show, I actually, like everybody, really thought AJ was going to retain the belt. But the way that Baron won it, I liked it because he took a shortcut to win it. And he proved AJ right when AJ said you have to take shortcuts. You've taken shortcuts. And he took a shortcut and got a cheap win, but like I said, it's all legal in a triple threat match. And but I liked it. I thought it was good. I don't know how long Corbin will have the U.S. title, but maybe it's kind of a sink or swim thing. Just see what he does. Maybe if he does a good job with it, maybe he might have something down the road. If not, then he might go back to being a jobber. Who knows? But I think this is going to lead to bigger things for AJ, and maybe Dillinger will be the next, be the champion, or be the person to take the belt off of him. You never know.
Interesting point. Well, let's move on to Charlotte versus Natalya for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. I thought this match was okay. I think I expected more, but I think because I wasn't really paying as much attention to it, it was honestly probably better than I thought it was. But I think because I didn't pay as much attention to it like I should have been / wanted to, I don't think it was as good as I guess advertised. But I think near the end it was good. I love the sit down powerbomb by Natalya. I mean, it's one of my favorite moves ever of all time. I mean, just change it into a tiger bomb will be good. Natty, come on now. Also, like her working the leg. I thought that was nice. But then the attack with the chair, I didn't really get it. I didn't really understand it. But I don't know. I guess let's just see where this is gonna go. Obviously, they're gonna continue this. So I'm kind of wondering because it didn't really feel like Charlotte had the advantage when she started attacking her with the chair. It was just kind of like, hey, there's a chair. I can hit you with this chair. Like it was nothing to it for me.
Yeah.
But Casey, thoughts on Charlotte versus Natalya?
What happened was I didn't watch this match
Now, why you ain't do that?
because it was Natalya and Charlotte.
Well, at least you're being honest.
I mean, they had a good match.
I mean, we want this women's revolution, but we don't watch the matches. That's a wrestling fan type thing.
We want this women's revolution, but then we remember it's WWE and Vince McMahon is in charge. So, like, what's the point?
Yeah, that's a really good point, Casey. Honestly, that's really hit the nail on the head because as long as Vince McMahon has his fingerprints on WWE, women's wrestling will be featured, but it won't be. You'll still have your cluster F matches too, where things just the way the finish looked kind of, it was weak. It was really weak. I think that's the best thing to say. Casey, don't you agree? Don't you think the finish was really lame?
I didn't even really watch the
you didn't see it. That's right.
I saw at the very end that Charlotte was down holding her leg or something.
Yeah, Natalya hit her in the knee, or actually she missed her knee completely with the chair shot. And they sold it Natalya had the sharpshooter on Charlotte, and Charlotte had a bum knee, and she attacked the knee with the chair afterwards. He hit her 2 or 3 times with some weak looking chair shots, and it fell flat. It fell really flat. That's the best way to put it. DJ, don't you agree?
Yeah, like I said, I definitely thought it was not as good as I expected it to be.
Well, I had to bring up a point. It's funny, Casey, you talked about, a lot of times the women's matches, sometimes don't pay attention to them. With me, I used to be that way too. When I was watching a pay-per-view, I would go get a drink or go to the bathroom or something like that while I was watching the pay-per-view during the women's matches. Now, I don't really do that as much anymore. I'll watch the women's matches. And I watched this one, and I liked it for the most part. It was not even in the same ballpark as that match they had in NXT. But I think these girls can do more. I have to say, and I think I told you guys this the last time that we did the preview show, that I'm going to that Starrcade show in Greensboro on the 25th of November, and the advertised main event is Charlotte versus Natalya in a cage match for the women's championship. And I know it's a pipe dream, but it is a possibility just because it's been heavily hyped, even though it's a non-televised show, that Charlotte might win the women's championship that night in Greensboro. So that might be why they might have held off on. And, I had to say, I kind of was waiting for Carmella to make it a triple threat match.
I guess we all, and that was one thing I actually forgot about. I think we were all expecting Carmelo to tease it or something, and just nothing at all.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I legit kind of forgot about her after a while. Like after I started watching the match. But next we had the Pope faction. I almost said faction. Pope fashion um
Well, it
segment.
wasn't quite Pulp Fashion. Wasn't quite.
Wasn't quite. I
Yeah, well, that's coming Tuesday.
Oh, okay. See, that's what I read, and that's
That's
what I
coming Tuesday. It's coming Tuesday. Yeah, I actually did watch that. It's funny that the Fashion Files has made the Ascension likable. It's kind of funny how that happens. Even though they kind of take the piss out of them and kind of make fun of them, it's still kind of funny, and it's amazing that two guys that look like they were going to get released from WWE have done something that people actually like. Even though it has been a while since we've seen Fashion Files.
Yeah.
It has been a while, but I liked it, and I'm looking forward to whatever they do Tuesday. Honestly, those guys are great. I really enjoy them.
Yeah,
And
I thought it was funny. I didn't really watch it for like whatever it was trying to convey to me, but I thought it was funny.
okay, love you. Yeah, but no. The thing I really liked about it is when they show the cork board and they show pictures of like random superstars. And they had one about Cesaro with Tooth Fairy 3 and stuff like that. That was good. I like that. But it was no Fashion Peaks though. Fashion Peaks was the best one they ever did. That was good. The one with Arn Anderson that killing Tully the horse. That was great.
Casey, you have any thoughts before we move on to gender?
So I'm so happy the Fashion Files are back. So great. But for real though, those were some incredible disguises. I didn't even know that was the Ascension. I had no idea. You know, the but seriously though, hurting their feelings like that was uncalled for.
That was cold, man. It was cold.
I gotta do that.
I know it was so cold. He said you didn't have to be mean and stuff like that. I loved it. It was great.
And then they get the briefcase. He's like,
The
Dango, this isn't just a briefcase. And Fandango's like, yes, it's a new case. And I'm like,
It's
bruh.
a new case. No, I loved it because I'm a big fan of the Pulp Fiction's one of my favorite movies. So I kind of mark out anytime I of a Pulp Fiction reference and the gold briefcase. That's something from Pulp Fiction, and we never found out what actually was in that briefcase, and I'm pretty sure that will be the same thing here too.
Yeah, but I definitely like it. I agree with you guys that it's cool that it's making the Ascension likable again, but I wish WWE would actually push them as a tag team because this is great, but this is only going to go so far. I want to see.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Usos need new challengers because the Usos and New Day feud should be over after tonight.
Exactly. And I think they could push them fine now. Like they still have the face paint, which is kind of gimmicky, but I like their face paint now. So it's not as copying, Road Warriors as it used to be.
Yeah, or Demolition.
Yeah, I think if they just push them again like they used to push them in NXT, it would be fine and the fans would get back into it again.
It's amazing how booking in NXT, guys, I just feel was so much more use more common sense and things like that.
Yeah, and two, they could book him as kind of similar to what Dolph Ziggler is doing, like the overlooked, like you only care about certain things. Like they could definitely it could be a cause for a push, but I don't know if they'll do it.
Yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things. Like SmackDown's unlike Raw, is a 2-hour show, but I feel like a lot of times SmackDown's better paced than Raw, even though it's just a 2-hour show. And I just feel that sometimes maybe you get more wrestling on the 2-hour SmackDown than you do on the 3-hour Raw, just because of simple numbers. But I think that there's still a lot of talent on SmackDown that hasn't been tapped yet. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, definitely agree. As we move on to Jinder Mahal versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. I love the Nakamura with the Okada roll reversal. It kind of looks like a botch, but he made it look. He made it. You know, he made sure to put some other move in it to make it look like he kind of capitalized off of it. Kind of the slip. I don't know really whose fault it was, but I like that he kind of made it work. I love Jinder's aggression in the match. I like the Singh brothers distraction that basically allowed Jinder to grab the rope there near the end after the King Sasha. And then Jinder just kind of finding a way to win. I like it, but I feel like there's only but so far they can go with it. And I think that's my concern. I love the modern day Maharaja. Only but so far they can go with J&J Security Part 2. So
yeah.
But anyway, Casey, thoughts on the WWE Championship match, in which the modern day Maharaja was victorious? I should add in.
Yeah. So we got the artist, formerly known as bruh. I still don't understand this whole artist gimmick because stop it.
So basically, he's gonna turn into gold dust. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Oh no, I hope not.
God,
do you guys remember the artist formerly known as Goldust? That was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
He just needs to be the King of Strong style. Just simple as that. Shinsuke Nakamura. No stupid artist crap. Stop it. Stop it right now. Good match. I thought these two actually worked pretty well together. I personally thought this should have also been a Hell in a Cell match. Just to kind of make it a little bit more of a fair match, keeping, the Singh brothers out, kind of to see if, Jinder Mahal could win without them, because he always, as much as we love him, he does always kind of get the win with their help in some way. So it would have been interesting to have them on the outside of Hell in a Cell to see how he would have gotten the win or attempted to get the win. And then, like DJ said before, you would have had that, beginning Hell in a Cell match, middle, and last Hell in a Cell match. Kind of like we prefer, usually. But definitely a good match.
Like I said, I said it when I first came on the air. I first joined up. I was not a fan of this finish. I kind of expected it. It's almost like, I incorrectly picked Nakamura to win the championship at SummerSlam, and I incorrectly predicted him to win it tonight. And I tell you, it's one of those things, like, it's fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, and shame on me, because I should have known better. I don't understand. This is the one thing I don't understand about this Jinder Mahal run. They have basically turned Jinder into the Indian version of Triple H circa 2003, where he can't win a match without somebody interfering on his behalf. And tonight, honestly, I have to admit, it was a much better match than their SummerSlam match, but I have no desire to see these two fight again. I'm hoping that Jinder will, like I said, it's just hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to fathom Jinder Mahal keeping this title until WrestleMania in New Orleans. I just can't see it. I don't see who's he going to face between now. He's got to have different opponents. He's only fought two guys since he's won the belt, Randy Orton and Shinsuke, and that's it. And it makes no sense because Shinsuke beat John Cena clean, Randy Orton clean, and he loses to a guy who had been a damn jobber his entire career. Twice.
But I will give you this. And then he is your modern day Maharaja. So that honestly
To you, he might be. To me, I think he's just another guy.
No, that outranks everything you just said.
Well, okay.
That's how it is.
To each its own. To each its own.
Just how it is, man. You got to give these new guys a chance. Y'all wanted new faces. They gave you Jinder.
I'd rather have Nakamura, but I mean, if it's up to me, I think the world champion should be Kevin Owens.
True.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the guy who should be the world champion right now because he is the best damn heel in the entire company.
I'll give you that one. I will give you that one. Speaking of great heels, maybe Bobby Roode. He's not the great heel I'm talking about. Going up against Dolph Ziggler.
Mr. No Entrance.
Yeah, I liked it though. I did.
Me too. It was cool.
So Rude comes out with his normal, glorious entrance with, he had the white tights on tonight, looking like Triple H. Had the white tights on tonight with the white robe, and I liked it. I thought it was great. And then Dolph Ziggler's music hits, and then they just cut it, and he comes out and just walks, just stone face to the ring, and I loved it because he was supposed to have like the most what elaborate entrance. I can't remember the exact words he said, but I definitely liked it. Entrance like no other, I guess you could say. I liked it. I think it definitely played on his heel character and him kind of being kind of who he is right now. The guy who's overlooked, the guy who's the best in the business but overlooked at the same time. Like I like that they're playing off of that because there's like people would disagree with it now because he's actually saying it, but like we've been saying Dolph Ziggler is one of the best who just doesn't get used properly, and now like I like that they're using that to his advantage. I was like, bro, Dolph's got to win this. Like he's got to. Like he after that entrance, this man got to win. I was like, unfortunately, he come out here struggling though. But this was definitely a good match. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was back and forth. Another one of those matches where you really didn't know who was gonna win. I felt like I like Rude winning with the tights, but then Ziggler kind of getting the last laugh with the zigzag at the end. This is a good match. I liked it. I want this to continue, to be honest. I'm definitely liking Dolph right now, but I guess I'm kind of curious about what's the end game for Dolph as well. But I heard a breath.
Yep.
We're about to come. All right, Casey. I feel like
yeah, it was a good match. I know DJ definitely loved the roll-ups at the end because he loves him some roll-ups,
this man so much. What my title?
I mean, also his favorite wrestler of all time is Chavo Guerrero. So everybody.
Whose favorite wrestler? Everybody's favorite wrestler is Chavo Guerrero. Everybody knows that.
Exactly. I mean, he does real good roll-ups. By the way, he does best roll-ups.
King of roll-ups.
But after the match, to me, felt weird because with Ziggler delivering the zigzag out of nowhere, but then didn't do anything else, like no further attack or anything, and I was like, bruh, like, okay, sure. He just walks away, and I'm like, oh, okay. But I like that it's definitely kind of, keeping this feud going. I don't necessarily like, and I don't even know if it's necessarily face versus heel because Bobby Roode he's obviously a better heel. He always has been. But I feel like in this feud, he's meant to be the face, and it's weird to me. I just don't see him as a face ever. So that's the only thing that kind of throws me off a little bit with this feud. But yeah, it was definitely a good match, and I hope they continue it because what else are they going to do with Dolph, to be honest?
True. Brandon?
Yeah, I have to say, best way to say, I was just disappointed. I thought these guys, had more in them. I think these guys they were pretty much put in the death spot. They were put in the spot between the WWE title match and the main event of the Hell in a Cell. And I don't think they deserve that. I don't think they deserve that death spot. And I think these two guys can do so much more. I think, honestly, if these guys are given about 10 minutes, I think they can tear the house down. Because both these guys are really good. Ziggler's one of the best. Rude, great potential he has. I think the company seems high up on him. I have to say, I'm really excited because one of the advertised matches at that Starrcade show in November is Bobby Roode versus Ziggler. And if I could see that being a hell of a match, being non-televised and, given a little more time. And I think these guys, I think the best is yet to come. And I definitely think this feud will continue, especially after the way, Rude got the roll up, but via a little bit of a rule bend, but, hit the zigzag after the bell. And I think that keeps the feud going. Thing is, I have to say, I just don't see a babyface Bobby Roode lasting very long. I don't know about you guys. I think you guys probably agree with me because you guys are more familiar with Bobby Roode than I am because you guys have watched TNA, when he was still there. So I just, I think the guy's a better heel, and it's just still weird seeing him as a babyface. Just, I did not expect that. But but like I said, it was good for what it was, but they've got much better stuff, I think, ahead.
Alrighty, well, let's move on to the main event. Match of the night? Question mark? Match of the night. We got Shane McMahon going up, well, Shane McMahon, as I should say, going up against Kevin Owens inside Hell in a Cell. I like Shane McMahon jumping on Kevin Owens early. I feel like Shane McMahon always has his kids out to watch when he gonna die. Like I feel so bad for them chillings. Like I do. I feel so bad because they always out there when he gonna halfway die. Bruh, like they can't see their dad just do something like just normal, like run the business or something. Like he always got to be jumping off something high. But anyway,
those McMahons are sick, man.
Right.
There's some sick people.
Sick puppies. But I like Shane jumping on Owens early and Owens reluctantly trying to get himself back into the cell to save himself. I like the commentary kind of hitting on that, like who does that? But Owens was kind of that guy. Love that it was super aggressive. And I love Owens going back to Shane's family, kind of talking junk to his family. And then I thought about it. I'm like, remember when Kevin Owens used to be a prize fighter for his family? What happened to his family? I just thought that was funny and kind of ironic. I love when Kevin Owens went through the table and Shane McMahon just starts beating him with half a table. I was like, okay, just beat the man with half a table, why don't you? I felt like Shane kind of felt like he was in a cage match for a minute. He tried to get out the cell on purpose. And I was like, if you get out the cell, you win, right? That's how it works. Like, you just got to walk out. You open the lock. You tell the ref to open up the cell for you. You walk out, you win the match. Well, that's not how it works in this one, Shane. So I don't know where Shane was going, but he was going outside the cell. That first visual we got with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon on top of the cell was amazing. Like, it was really freaking cool.
That was great camera work.
Yeah, it was. I thought that was freaking awesome. The pop-up powerbomb on top of the cell. Oh,
it was sick.
I'm trying to figure out, was I the only one cringing every time someone hit that cell? Every time. Like, every time someone hit that cell, I'm like, it's going to break. It's gonna break. They're gonna die.
My palms were sweating when they were up there because I was so scared somebody was going to step through and the cage was going to give way.
Yeah,
But I could tell they reinforced the heck out of that cell because they did a lot of big moves on the top of that cell.
they did that pop-up powerbomb. Oh,
It was sick. It
freaking
was.
like I always think back to Mick Foley, and I'm like, bruh.
Oh God! I just was so scared somebody's going to get back body dropped and
Like
go
it
through
was
the
funny
cell.
though. Like I remember watching that match and just kind of be like, "Oh, that's cool." now I watch a Hell in a Cell match. I'm like, "Oh God, no,
I know. You're
no,
covering your face. You're covering your
ah,
face.
don't fall through, don't fall through, fall through." Ah, that's pretty much.
Oh yeah. When I was 9 years old, when I first saw Mick Foley fall off the Hell in a Cell, I was like, "Oh, that's so cool." And you watch it now, you're like, "You freaking idiot!"
You chair shot to the head. You're like, "No,
Oh, I
no."
know. It just makes you cringe. A lot of things tonight in that match made me cringe.
Right.
Ooh, it did. Whew.
I missed the Owens going through the table because my network decided to just not have it. And
It
then
was
I
cool.
missed
It
it the
was kind
first
of the
time.
Shawn Michaels bump. It was kind of, you remember from the first Hell in the Cell,
Yeah,
which,
I missed it the first time. It showed it again, and I caught it. So
yeah, it's the Shawn Michaels bump, the first Hell in the Cell match. By the way, the 20th anniversary of that Hell in the Cell match was just on Thursday.
wow,
Think about that. That's unbelievable.
yeah,
But yeah, that was great. I enjoyed that. It's it's kind of hokey when you bounce somebody's head off the cage and they kind of bounce off like a bouncing ball. A bouncing ball. It's just kind of lame sometimes, but I liked it.
yeah. And then freaking at the end when Sami Zayn saved Kevin Owens, oh, that
It was
was just
great.
like the icing on top of the cake, man. Like that was great. Like I like it, but I kind of like that it wasn't like a full turn yet. I feel
Oh,
like
it was beautiful. It's
yeah, like
beautiful.
I feel like it probably will be, but like I like the kind of like what did I just do type of a look that he had. I like it. I thought that was great, and I'm curious to see what they do with this on Tuesday because like Zayn could be like, oh, he's my friend. I was just trying to, save him. Like you never know what they'll do with this, and I'm kind of I like it. But Brandon, any thoughts on the main event?
Oh, I mean, I thought it was phenomenal. I thought it was a much better Hell in a Cell match than the Undertaker Shane match at WrestleMania 32. I liked it a lot more. I thought it was a lot more action in it. A lot more action. I think Kevin Owens was absolutely awesome. Right? I love what he said to. There's two things he said that I really enjoyed, and it was when he looked at Shane's kids and said, "I should be your role model." It's great. That's good heel work. And also, it's one other thing he said that kind of caught me by surprise because it came through clear as a bell without being edited on the network. Was I am the GD show. That and it kind of jarred me. I was like, "Whoa!" I said he's getting a little racy here. But I enjoyed Owens. I thought Owens was great. That, by the way, that promo he gave his match backstage was one of the best promos I have seen in a long time on WWE television. That was a backstage segment. Because like one of my major pet peeves is backstage segments where they look like they're looking off onto cue cards from the camera. They look like they're looking at something off camera, and I hate that. But I thought it was perfect. I thought he did a great job. I thought Shane did a good job. I have to say, I don't know how you guys feel, but Shane has some of the weakest looking punches I've ever seen. His punches look like something my grandpa would throw. It looks terrible. For the fact the guy does all this MMA training, he throws some of the weakest, fakest looking punches I've ever seen. But I enjoyed, I have to say, when they went on top of the cell, like JR would say, business picked up. It was good stuff. I loved it. I thought it was like a lot of danger involved. One thing,
At first, I didn't think they were going to come down off the cell. I thought both of them were going to go off the cell through the table. I thought it was going to be kind of like a first man to its feet or first man to kind of gain his senses was going to get the pin and win the match. But I forgot, and I was like, okay, it falls kind of anywhere. That means that it's probably going to be, like I said, I correctly predicted that Sami Zayn would get involved in this match and help Owens win. I was right. I have to say the way they did it was perfect. I loved it. Like you said, DJ, the way you described DJ was perfect because it wasn't a full-fledged, but it was like, oh, what the hell did I just do type of reaction on his face, especially when he stared right at his kids, Shane's kids. And he was the one who put Owens on top of Shane. I thought that was a great touch. I thought that was really well done. It was one of the longest overruns they've ever had for a non-WrestleMania pay-per-view, too, by the way. Said tonight, but it was one of the longest overruns they've had of a non-WrestleMania pay-per-view since the network started. But I was a fan. Much better Hell in a Cell match than Shane's previous Hell in a Cell match with The Undertaker last year. I thought Owens. I really think, like I mentioned earlier, I think Owens should be the WWE champion. Owens is probably the best thing on SmackDown right now. And like I said, I'm interested because I don't know where they're going with Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, it's a great unknown. I don't know if Owens is still going to be on the SmackDown roster. I don't know if he'll go to Raw. I just don't know what's going to happen next. And you know what? Because a lot of times I feel like wrestling is too predictable nowadays. I like when there's a little unpredictability and I don't know what's going to happen next because it makes wrestling more watchable. That's pretty much how I feel. I thought it was a very good main event. I liked it. I like the bumps. I have to say, Shane's a crazy man going through the cell, going through off the cell again, like he did against Taker. But yeah, like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done. Much better Hell in a Cell match than the WrestleMania one. And like I said, I give it a thumbs up. I actually thought that was a really good main event. Much better main event than last month's. I did not like Strowman versus Lesnar. But yeah. That's how I feel. I don't know how the DJ. You sound like you kind of liked it too. So
yeah, I liked it.
I thought it was really good. I was a fan. I thought it was a good way to blow up the feud. I really don't see how they can continue the feud now. So who knows what happens next?
You know what they could do? They could put Shane in a limo and have it blow up. You know what?
Well, I mean they killed off Stephanie and they killed off. Well, Vince got headbutted, and yeah, and Triple H hasn't been seen in a while. So, you know, I have to say, McMahon's are a good thing on TV. I don't know. Shane's never bothered me. Vince and Stephanie are the ones who usually get on my nerves, but they're doing. I like what they're doing. Really well done.
All right. Casey?
Definitely a good match. The beginning definitely, made sense with Shane going after Kevin Owens right out of the gate. I agree that Shane's punches are the weakest looking punches I've ever in any promotion in history.
Do you remember the punches he did on Randy Orton in the build up to WrestleMania 25 where he missed them completely? That's pretty much what he looked like he was shadow boxing.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
You would think the owner of the company or the son of the owner of the company would know how to throw better punches.
Yeah. I don't know. But I loved Owens grinding Shane's face into the cage in front of his kids, saying, "Take a look at Daddy."
That was good stuff. Good stuff.
All while his kids are laughing and smiling. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I was gonna say his kids really don't give a flip.
They just don't care anymore. They're like, yeah, Dad's gonna jump off something, whatever.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's okay, he's all right. And oh yeah, we they were the ones who were last year at the NXT Orlando show, or no, NXT Dallas show, where they were chanting along with the crowd FPG, FPG.
Yeah.
And it was great because Stephanie and Linda were with them, and they looked like they were so bad at them. But it was great. His kids seem like they are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, Shane's the most sensible McMahon out of all of them. So,
True.
yeah.
I loved Shane's sell after KO missed the cannonball, with Shane just barely draping his arm over Kevin Owens for the attempt at the pin, which we always talk about, when guys always try to hook the leg, even when, everything is drained out of you, they always hook the leg and it doesn't make sense. They don't ever just barely drape an arm over anymore. And I love that he did that. It makes that sell even better, but I loved Owens putting Shane on the announce table and getting on the barricade. Then he looks up at the cage and starts to climb the cell. Everything on top of the cell was definitely suspenseful. I loved it. Like you guys were saying, every time they did any bump up there, I was like, oh, God, no. Oh, God, no. But then when Owens took the fall halfway down the cell, to me, it was slightly underwhelming. Maybe it was just the camera cut that they made because you didn't see the full fall and impact. I didn't feel like. But
you talking about the fall Owens had?
Yeah, under the announce table. For me, it was underwhelming. I don't know if like I said, if it was just the cut that they did, but and then when Sami Zayn did finally come out and save Kevin, I was like, no, Sami, don't do it. No.
Where did he come from, by the way?
I don't know.
There was no, usually, and I don't know if it's because Shane was on top of the cell or what, but usually there's a reaction from the crowd that tells you someone's here. But there was no reaction from the crowd, I didn't think. I didn't hear anything from the crowd.
He had a jumpsuit on, but then it was clearly open so you could see his shirt. I'm like,
you could see his shirt, you can see his face and everything. And I was like, what? And then when I saw it with Sami Zayn, I was like, oh my gosh. I said, this is what I predicted, but damn, I mean, the way they did it was great because, Corey Graves was the one I thought Owens just got up to the last minute, rolled off the last minute to avoid Shane. I had no idea that he was pulled off of the table by Zayn, and that was a great reveal. I liked it.
Casey, you got any more thoughts before we close it out?
Why are you doing that, Sami?
Why, Sami? Why?
I'm sure we'll get that Tuesday, but anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed. This was your Hell in a Cell review from the ICWP crew. I think it works. Shut up.
That's what we do.
Yeah. You. Flu. Okay, no, don't catch the flu. No, don't do that.
No. Well, flu season's coming, so we gotta make sure.
No flu. We don't need none of that.
We don't need that.
We'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. What else I got to say? That's about it. I think.
Yeah, that stuff and stuff.
And stuff and things. And yeah, that's coming soon. Stuff and things. The exclusive stuff and things videos coming soon. But we will see you guys next time. Be sure to hit the subscribe button for us. Leave us a comment. Follow us on Twitter at ICW_podcast. Also, like the Facebook page unless you're watching on Facebook. But if you're watching on Facebook and haven't liked the Facebook page, then you backwards. Go like the Facebook page and then watch. That's how it works. But we will see you guys next time. We hope you guys enjoyed. This was ICWP Reviews Hell in a Cell 2017.